Oh my god, 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 oh my god. It's Bloodborne. It's fucking Bloodborne. It is the bloodiest of Borns. Oh, we're Jason fucking Bourne and we're in the blood. Oh, Samantha, we're in the blood. We're in the blood. We're in the blood. Blood, 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 Bloodborne. We're here. Are you ready? Let's start this game.
Oh, yeah. Pale
Oh, oh my. Oh.
blood. Well, you've come to the right place.
Oh, good.
Yharnam is the home of blood ministration.
Do you have any sticky
You
wickets?
need only unravel its mystery.
I love this game.
But where's an outsider like yourself to begin?
Probably at the front gate.
Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own.
Oh, give it to me, old man. Give me the blood.
First, you'll need a contract.
I'll sign whatever you want. Put your blood in me. Wait, that sounds creepy. But also exactly what we asked for. Somehow. So there's a raging debate as to whether or not you've come to this city with your wits about you, whether you've come infected, whether you were called, in fact, from Canehurst Castle to come here. Um, it's open to interpretation. Nobody fucking knows anything. They'll say they do, but they don't know shit. I'll prove it. I'll prove everything. I know everything. Watch. Well, not everything, but I know a lot about this game. So we're gonna have some fun with it. For it is known that we are born of the blood, made men by the blood, and undone by the blood. These are the words. I love this game. Samantha. Samantha. Don't you go away, Samantha. You get your butt in here. You do it. You fucking do it, Samantha. Bring yourself. I need someone to witness me. Witness me. Witness me. Is it weird when I say it like that? When I ask you to witness me? Okay. I won't ask too many questions. We are not milk toast. Nay, nay. Nay, sir. Yes. We have a violent past. It's horrifying, in fact. You wouldn't believe it. But if we have starting arcane of 6 with the veteran and a strength of 14, are we a bitch? 10, 11, and 15. This is what we want. The 7 start. We are a violent past. We are a violent past for sure. Our age? Mature. Not young, not old. We aren't old but spry. We are not young and simple. We are just here. Age voice, though. We have the voice of an an ancient. Ah. Oh, aged voice for sure. Our build is going to be slim. About that. Sure. Sure. I don't know that we're going to make a freak. I believe this will be us. Yes. This is our true self. Yes, yes. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Samantha, can you feel it? It's unfortunate that you left, Samantha, for we are going to play Bloodborne. Is it weird? Is it weird that I say that? Okay, fine. Fine, fine, be that way. I'll just continue on without you through the best game ever. We must persevere where others have failed. Men have died. Hunters have lost their lives to these fucking beasts. This scum that plagues our city streets. We will not stand for it. Harvel the stone shall make his triumphant return. He will not meet the same fate as the last Harvel, for he will die, but he will return again and again and again until they all fall before our blade. It's gonna be great. I hope you join me. And here we go. We begin. We begin to code.
Signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
And so we begin our tale of blood and mud with the resurrection of a dream, a fever dream. This is a werewolf vision that we see, right? Immediately burned away by the flames, indicating that perhaps the beastly scourge has been purged from our body, and that in its place leaves a void. And voids in these kind of places, they tend to like to be filled. And attracted to us seem to be the spirits of the dream, seeking a new hunter to embrace. Perhaps the last hunter didn't do so well.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
We awaken to find ourselves inside of Yosefka's clinic. Interesting place. Interesting place. We find a note on a chair. What's it say? It's a handwritten scrawl that says to seek pale blood, or seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Okay. So, that could mean a few things depending on who wrote the note, right? We don't know who wrote the note. There's no indication other than that it was handwritten. It doesn't tell us who handwrote it. It doesn't tell us why they wrote it. It's just a note that says to seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Now we start the game woefully underprepared. As in most Souls-esque games, we're pretty much going to be gifted with a free death. A death that will be imminent. There are several ways to avoid this death. Uh, the the most being die. If you want to get it over with, just die. Just die. It's fine. But you don't have to die, right? In fact, I think we can choose to run past the werewolf, open the door, open the gate, and then get out. I don't know that to be true. He may kill us. But if we run past him, we can open the door. Looks like he's going to kill us in the courtyard no matter what. Can he get back inside? He sure can. So we'll roll past him. We'll try and juke him a little. We'll see if we can get this gate open without him following us. It looks like we might have successfully done it. We can run past this guy. We can pull this lever. We're going to have to juke him a little. We can do that though. And then we'll go ahead and just race up this ladder. It is easier to just die to the werewolf. If it's something that you're feeling like you're going to struggle with, you could always just die. Make it simple for yourself. We're going to go here and use the lantern. We managed to get away just before he attacked us, which is excellent. Taking 0 damage. Perfect. Samantha knows. Samantha sees all. And that is how you get to your weapon without dying. It's really easy. Unless you're a scrub. No. As with most things in this game, a lot of it is up to RNG. If the game, like any Souls game, decides, hey, fuck you, you're gonna die, guess what? You're really probably gonna die. And especially in this game, because of the speed of some of the enemies' attacks, there's a likelihood that we're gonna get killed at some point. Maybe not. We do well for a while, but we might die immediately. It really depends on if we get overcrowded and I get overconfident. So at least there's a plus there. I'll be right back. Figured I would preemptively grab a second drink so that when I run out, we're good to go, because this game is something else. It gets intense, it stays intense. There's a small amount of grind. The biggest difference, is most people now know this game is pretty old, but the biggest difference, if you didn't know, if you have never played this game at all, between this and a Dark Souls game, is that A, there is no shield, and B, there is no infinite health refill. You cannot just go get more health potions by resting at a lantern. That's not a thing. Every lantern takes you to the dream, and the dream has nothing for you but a store. So if you don't have blood echoes and you come here poor, sad for you. You need to go grind some enemies and get some health potions. And that is the primary difference. There is going to be a point where we are going to have an influx of either Quicksilver bullets or health potions, and that'll determine sort of what we do going forward. For now, let's grab our first weapon. I want the cleaver. I also want the blunderbuss. Now, the threaded cane is weakest amongst the 3 starting weapons. It does get better at +5. That's a long wait. We're not waiting to +5. The Hunter's Axe is arguably the best starting weapon because you can use it for the entirety of the game and never really slow down with it and do pretty hefty damage all the way. It has some overpowering swing attacks, but nothing matches, for me, the finesse of the Saw Cleaver. It's my favorite starting weapon. I get it every single time without fail. I've tried the other weapons. They're not my style. This is my style. It always has been. It's like it was designed for me. It's lovely. And from there, we will probably switch up to either Ludwig's sword. If we can get to it, the Moonlight Greatsword eventually would be ideal, preferential. I would love to get that. Or the Blades of Mercy, which is a very different set of skills. But we sort of do a quality build in that I level everything that I want to use. And so we will probably only be neglecting, let's see, we will be neglecting some skill. We'll level everything to a point, but we'll be neglecting mostly Blood Tinge and skill until we find reasons to bring them up. We're going to be Strength, Arcane, and that is going to be our primary focus. The skill will be, and so will the Blood Tinge, only for leveling up high enough to get to use certain weapons and gear and things like that that we're going to want along the way. Most of the skill, most of the Blood Tinge, I could take it or leave it. The Arcane is going to be for our sword damage, and primarily so that we can use things like the Ebritus, the Augur of Ebritus, and things like that. Magical spells later, but we won't worry about all of that for now. For now, what even is this game? Samantha, I'm so glad you asked. This is Bloodborne. So this is like a Gothic style Dark Souls. It's Lovecraftian instead of like medieval horror. So it's not like guys in suits of armor. It's like aliens and like squid creatures and crazy magic dreams and cosmic stuff. It's fucking awesome. But it operates much like a Dark Souls game in that you must fight to live. You must level up to get better. And we're going to fight a lot of really fucking crazy shit. So, let's get our last gift from these guys. I always forget this last one. A notebook allows us to leave messages, and if we leave messages in clever little spots, if people are playing the game and rate our messages, then in real time we will get a health boost when they give us a positive rating. So it gives us a good incentive to leave cool messages that people will find helpful in useful places around the world, and maybe a couple cheeky ones, but not ones that lead people to their death, because we get voted up, and we want to be upvoted. They gave us social media in a Dark Souls game, but they, to be fair, already did that with messages before. So these are insight messengers. We're not going to worry about it. We don't have any insight. Which actually makes me wonder, if we don't have any insight, how the hell we even got inside of the dream. This should be closed to us. It's not, which is strange to me, but that's fine. Hello, Gurman. This is Gurman. He was one of the first hunters, Samantha. He is like our guide, sort of, right now, until we learn more about him.
Aha. You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gehrman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
It is a cool wheelchair. As we can see, Gurman is old as fuck. He's real tired. He seems to be missing his foot. We don't know how high up the peg leg goes, but we know that he's missing at least his foot down to the calf. It's just interesting because all of these little details matter. Not in a huge way, but they're kind of important. So we're just going to take it in as we go along here. All of the little blood bubbles that we see, these are specters. In this area, there's a way you can fight other people. So if we view a specter, we can see how the other person died. So this guy was fighting somebody in here and got wrecked. We don't get to see the other person, but we get to see how they died. So that if we were in the world, we would know, oh shit, some crazy shit happens right here, huh? Uh-oh. If we just see a normal doorway, it sort of gives us a clue, if we're smart and watch, about what might be happening around us. That's cool. He's using a Shikage and what looks like the Evelyn. And he got rinsed because he was using a buff that takes his own health away when he's fighting. That's pretty funny. Anyway, we have another note back here. We'll go ahead and read this. To escape this dreadful hunter's dream, halt the source of the spreading scourge of beasts, lest the night carry on forever. So, this place that we're in is the hunter's dream, right? This is sort of the respawn hub, if you will, for game mechanics. But for lore, this is a place where Gurman is trapped. This guy in the wheelchair is Gurman. He's trapped here by a cosmic monster. We'll find more out about that. I won't go into too much detail, but know that it's a lot more interesting than just some guy in a wheelchair in a graveyard. For now. And as we get more details, we'll get deeper into the story. That way I'm not just sitting here rambling Bloodborne story at you. We can see some action. Because now that we have a weapon, we can go back and get revenge on the werewolf that tried to kill us. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not too happy that he tried to kill us. Now, the way that we level up would be to talk to this lovely lady here. This is Maria, or the doll. She's awesome. But right now, she doesn't really have a soul. Because we don't have enough insight to know that she actually is alive. So to us, she's just a doll. She's just sitting here right now. She's a mannequin, actually, if you want to get technical. But she is a life-size doll that Gurman made, and right now, she's just hanging out. And that's because if you look in the upper right of our screen, that little eyeball there, there's a 0 next to it. That is our insight marker. So when we see crazy shit, or when we learn new details that are like a revelation about the world, we get insight. And insight in this game gives you literally eyes on the inside. So it puts eyes on your brain, which sounds fucking crazy, I know, and it is crazy, but it does put eyes on your brain. And that allows you to see more about the world. And it's a philosophical thing as much as it is real. And so the more insight you have, the crazier shit you can see, like dolls that are alive and monsters that are invisible and stuff like that. But for now, all of that aside, you don't have to remember any of that, because we're going to go kill some beasts. Like Gehrman suggested, he said, why don't you just go kill some beasts and not think about it too hard? So we're going to do that. It starts us off with 10 bullets, and we have 0 health potions, which means if we fucking die, we fucking die. And not permanently, but we have no health potions. So that means it's just death by attrition at this point. We're going to start right where we got dropped off in the beginning of the game. And what's interesting here is that we don't actually start in the room that we spawned in. We start at the bottom of the stairs. And if we look at the top of the stairs, the room that we woke up in actually has the door shut. And we're going to go check that out. But first, I can hear a snarling little beast bitchy thing behind us that needs some attitude adjustment. So let's go fix his disposition really quick. He's over here just feasting away on a corpse. Merry as could be. No clue that his reckoning has just landed behind him at the lantern. We are the first Pale Blood Hunter to enter the fight in a long time. In a very long time. And so now we're going to do that. And we are going to enter the fight in a big way. We're going to make short work of this werewolf. And we're going to continue on our merry path. So we'll grab some items here. Let's take a look around this graveyard just for a second. What do we have? We hear something large over this way. Can we glimpse it? No. Which means it's probably behind somewhere else. I don't see it walking. Okay. Can we get through here? No. It's closed by a device. Sweet. So, let's grab this item. Some more bullets. Excellent. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? Is there anything else? I can never remember. Looks like no. So let's move on. Oh, don't feel bad for him. He's in a better place now. We sent him to a farm, Samantha. We just sent him to a farm. He's going to be free and play with all the other werewolves. You know? It'll be fine. Now, our friend from before is still hanging out. He seems quite upset that he didn't get to kill us before. He's going to try again. I don't appreciate it. Oh, he did set us on fire a little. So this game is different from Dark Souls in that you can actually recover some health. You saw we took a little bit of extra damage, and before we actually took all of the damage and our health depleted, we were able to steal a little bit back. And we get that mechanic right off the get-go, so they encourage you to be aggressive with your combat, because if you hang back, your health's going to deplete. Whereas if you were to hang, or just run forward, a lot of times you'll kill the enemy, and you would regain whatever health you were starting to lose. Once it goes, it's gone. So you see there, we didn't get any extra back, which would be what the blood vials are for. And we can do that real quick. Take a little blood vial. We don't need to spam a lot of those right now. We want to start saving them immediately because we have none. We don't even have a full stock yet. So we want to be really, really, really delicate with how many blood vials we're using. Now we can't go that way. That gate is locked. So we're going to head up our... Hold on. We're going to start rating notes. Have audience with lever. It's letting us know if we were too stupid to see that there's a lever. So thank you. I see why it only has one vote. It's a really stupid message. Duh, there's a fucking lever. Far away. Let's go check at the top of that staircase in Yosefka's clinic. The door was shut. I want to explore it. I want us to know what's up there. And we can do it before we get too far away. Just it sort of just adds to it, I think. So we'll run up the stairs, and the door's shut. Now, we're going to talk to this lady.
Are you out on the hunt?
We are. We are on the hunt.
I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door.
Come on, just a little?
I am
please?
Yosefka.
Hi.
The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection.
I'm Harville. Can I come
know
in?
that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry.
Are you sure?
Please. This is all that I can do.
I mean, okay. Well, I mean, I appreciate it. That seems cool.
Now, go.
Okay, I'm going.
And good hunting.
But, what do you, by chance, do you, can I see you? Oh, look it. So we can. We can see her through the door. Okay, just over here in the corner. If you look in the bottom left corner of the door, we're going to use it to glimpse her. We're going to take a look at her. We're going to see if we can see her face. Can we see her face through the door? Doesn't look like we can see her face. Can we see any part of her at all? We can. We can see her hand. She's making a fist and she's wearing white gloves. So she's a doctor. She's a doctor lady. That's cool. You know, she's just trying to do right by her patients. We can sort of see her hair. Anyway, that is Yusefka. If we try to talk to her again, she'll tell us to
Are
leave.
you still in need of something? But I have nothing more to offer.
The town doesn't quite.
Please,
So
try to understand my position.
here's the deal.
I can only pray for a fruitful hunt.
We can see that she's locked up, right? She's worried about her patients getting exposed to infection. And as we can see, there are werewolves at the bottom of the clinic eating people. The people outside are wandering around, half beast, half person. And so what's happened is that this is the night of the hunt. This is the night when the moon gets closest to Earth or whatever happens in this cosmic world, in this weirdness. And it brings the beast out in people. So the hunters, like us, go through normally, and we would cleanse the streets. We would go through and kill or burn all of the bodies that were transforming to try and suppress the spread of the beast scourge, which is what's turning everybody into a werewolf, right? So we wake up in the clinic, that guy having given us a blood transfusion after we signed a contract. We saw that werewolf, it got caught on fire. That was sort of like a representation of our beast scourge. And then when we were laying there, these little guys, came up on the bed and got us. And so they was sort of showing us like we are now the embodiment of the hunter's dream, which is why we come back again and again and again and again to try our moment over and over until we succeed. Almost like right now we're dreaming. And so when we succeed, we get a chance to move forward, and when we don't, we return to the hunter's dream, which seems to be reality for us, which is weird, but just go with it. It doesn't need to make perfect coherent sense. So right now we're going through the town, and all of the people are just sort of wandering around trying to hunt beasts. They don't really know what they're doing anymore. They're just sort of going through the motions, you know. But the beasts are out. The hunters are nowhere to be seen. You know, we seem to be the only hunter, which might be why the little creatures there picked us at all. They were like, we don't give a fuck. You on the table, you're now our bitch. We need help. There's beasts everywhere. Nobody's doing shit. Somebody's got to do something. You're a hunter. And so we were sort of made a hunter. And so we're doing what a hunter would do, which is killing a beast. And so everything that's attacking us seems to be a beast. We sort of start to learn that the people of Yarnum aren't really that friendly in the first place to outsiders. And so right now, without me just jumping ahead a bunch, that's sort of all we know. So we don't know why everybody's attacking us, but the people that seem to be sane are inside. As we saw with Yosefka, she was behind a door, like, nah, well, I'm not letting you in. And we can hear somebody coughing in here who seems to have his lantern lit. Now, the lanterns and stuff in this game signify that somebody has incense lit. And incense in this game drives away the beast, okay? It's important. So these lanterns mean that somebody human is trying to drive away beasts from the outside. And don't worry, I'll explain it all. We've got time. It's Friday night. I'm not going anywhere for a little while, especially if you're not. I'll be up. I have an energy drink so that I don't fall asleep at like 8:30 because I really want to play this out. I'm really happy you suggested this game. So, we have an option to talk. We're going to do that.
Oh, you must be a hunter.
We are. We're the Pale Blood.
Not one from around here either.
Have you heard?
Gilbert, a fellow outsider.
Hello, Gilbert.
You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
Yes. And yes.
Pale blood, you say?
Yeah. Tell us about... Yes. Tell us about Pale Blood.
But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnum lies the town of the Healing Church.
You are
known as the
telepathic.
Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say. Yarnumites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
Oh. So he's letting us know that they shut off the bridge Cathedral Ward, that they've cut off the town, and that they've let everybody fend for themselves to save their own holy butts. Which sounds like what the church would do in reality. So there's a lot of symmetry there. There's a lot of similarities between the two. Which, of course, is where they based a lot of this off of.
Across the valley to the east of Yarnum, you'll find the Cathedral Ward.
Okay.
Deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the source of blood. I haven't heard of pale blood, but that's your best bet if it's anything to do with unique types of blood.
So Gilbert doesn't know what pale blood is. He's never heard of it. He thinks it's a type of blood. We were told to seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. And he's like, I don't know. The church deals most with blood ministration, so why don't you head over there? Your best chance of getting there was tonight anyway, because of all the chaos. Because otherwise, they would have your ass dead to rights. You would never get into the cathedral ward. But tonight, everything's going wrong. So we're like, okay, cool. We can sort of see that things are going wrong. Things seem to be a little crazy out here. We find a pebble, which looks eerily like an eye. We note that, sort of, to ourselves. We watch out for this dude in the hat, who drunkenly is just hanging out. Now, one of the cool things about this game versus a Dark Souls game is that the move sets for the weapons, everything has a move. There's a forward swing, there's a charged back swing, there's a normal back swing, there's a backstep swing, there's a backstep R1 and R2 swing, there's a roll swing. It's really cool. There's a lot of different moves, and each weapon has special move types. It's phenomenal. It's really fun. It makes the gameplay interesting throughout the whole thing. So before this guy gets up, we're going to tell him to sit back down. We're going to dodge his little friend here. We can hear a lot of shit happening. There seems to be a lot of shit happening. So we're just going to have a seat real quick. Sort of meditate and see what's taken on. What's happening here? We've got a mob that's just sort of wandering away. And the cool thing about this emote right here that I'm doing, the sit emote, is that it functionally works as a stealth mechanic. If you can run past an enemy, it doesn't see you, and you run and crouch and sit like this behind like a barrel, it will actually not see you. Unlike most games that enemies will just see your character standing there anyway and come attack you. If you hide well in this game, you can hide well in this game, and it is fucking awesome. Those are the townspeople, Samantha, yes. Those are the townspeople. Unfortunately, they seem to be just wandering around. They don't really know what they're doing. They're sort of patrolling. They seem to be confused, you know. Definitely seem to be having issues. As you can see, they've resorted to crucifying and burning beasts in the street. So that's a thing that's happening. That is where we're at currently with their level of trying to deal with beasts. They are desperate for help. If we come over here, near this executioner's chariot where all the corpses are, we can see one of the executioners themselves patrolling. Brainless, mindless. He has no concept of what's happening anymore. He's wearing a black hood. He seems to have armor on and a large executioner's scythe. It's pretty cool. We could go fight him right now, but if he hits us before we have any sort of armor or damage resistance, he will wreck our shit. And I'm not as confident that I could take him on as I am the little guys right now. It's been a long time since I've been in this game. So we're not going to stress ourselves out by trying to kill him immediately. We are going to kill him right now, but just not immediately. But he will die before we leave this place for the first time. Because we will make a round that will take us all the way back through here. Oh, you want to get cheeky, huh? Can I get all my health back? Almost. So, that is how you play. If they damage you, you get as much of your health back as you can, so that only a little damage was taken. That's why the health potions don't need to be infinite, because you get most of your health back from an encounter by being aggressive and by attacking the enemy's back. So let's see. We have another lantern here. We heard some crying, some sobbing, so we're going to try and knock on this door. Hello? Anybody here?
Outsider?
Yeah, it's me.
Sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you.
Well, that's not very
Trot
nice.
along, will ya?
Well, I mean... Dude, there's a lot of beasts out here. Would you mind if we came in?
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to trot along, will ya?
Oh, that's all you have to say, huh? Okay. I see how it is. Oh, look it. All of our friends are back. All of our friends. Been a minute. And as we kill, we will become coated in our enemy's blood, which I think is an awesome touch to the game. Hello, come meet your fate. I see you gentlemen are out past curfew. Don't you know? I'm not a plague-ridden rat. You're a plague-ridden rat. That's not a nice thing to call somebody. That's oddly specific. And weird. You guys are weird. And dead. Okay, God, it is such a weird control scheme. Hey, what are you doing? You taking a nap? I see you. You know. Okay. So, we're sort of just exploring the first little area in Yarnum here. Right? Taking it in. We find an upgrade material on an innocent bystander. We see there's some sort of a crazy-ass pyre in the background. But let's take a look at some of our stuff. So, each one of these things in this game, if you want to know sort of the story, there are little bits of lore throughout what people say that if you know somebody like me who has spent a long time putting together this what happened with like YouTube videos and shit like that, sort of make a coherent story out of it in their own mind, then those little bits of info can be woven into what's happening. Also, a lot of story comes from this. These are little item descriptions, and they hide a lot of little important bits of story in these things. So this is the product of a slow and careful refinement process. This rare blood vial appears to be a clinic original. So they generate this specifically at Yosefka's clinic, nowhere else. Which is interesting, because we got a blood transfusion from Yosefka's clinic. And it seems that she's also got some really rare blood. Okay. And so, on we go. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. It's fine. We will continue. Whoa, there, buddy. You scared me. He frightened me with his butcher knife. So, we're sort of going to walk through and see that these guys have caught some shit. They've caught something. A werewolf, it looks like. So it looks like something or somebody might have fully turned beast. And the townspeople, despite being half beast, half man, were coherent enough to put it onto a fucking stake and burn it in the center of town. They seem to have not just one, but a pile going. That might be wood. But, as we can see, they are, despite being not fully turned, and are still trying to maintain the peace. Fire hurts so much. And these torch guys, the torch priests, love to use it. Now, they're wearing a bunch of black outfits. This guy specifically, he's wearing the outfit of the black church hunters. So these guys were deemed hunters, like pleb hunters, by the church as they pretty much ran out the gate. They're like, you guys deal with it. Here's a fucking hat. Here's a fucking jacket. Handle it. And then they ran away. And the poor villagers were not equipped to deal with this. As you can see, they did not have a very good plan. They're sort of just scattered around. They're making the best of it, but to be fair, a werewolf has gotten by them and is in Yosefka's clinic killing people when we wake up. Yeah, it is. And they Actually, you know what? We're not going to kick it off this way. We're going to head around the back. Over here. We can hear the door shaking. Something's trying to get through. Beware of firearm. Beware of hound. That is accurate. But we don't beware of shit. Ever. But we will, nice and quiet, walk up over here. We're gonna kill this dog. We're gonna hide. Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything. And now the dog's dead. We're gonna sort of wander on over here. Look at, even the horses are dead and rotting. So if the horses are dead and rotting, it's been out of control here for a little while. Long enough for that horse to die and decompose. And these guys are still trying to make their way. So that tells us that shit's been going bad here for a fucking minute. We've got some awesome volunteers that are going to come over and clear this little grouping up for us so that maybe we don't have to deal with so much destruction. We're going to take the nice, easy route here. And this guy, everybody, you know, it's all fun and games if we're running around like crazy people. But if we're casual about it, you know, we just sort of walk around, hang out. Nobody knows anything. They don't know that we're not an enemy. They don't know that we're anything because they're fucking not paying attention. They're muttering to themselves. They can't be bothered. Okay. So we've cleared some of the group out. But they all know we're here. Oh no, they don't. They've forgotten. They have no idea we're here. That's excellent. Because we should be able to get... Oh, you little fucker. Oh, the bullets hurt a lot. And I am not that great with dodging anymore. So, as far as basic attacks go, we have a little bit at our disposal. As we get more familiar again with the controls, we'll become a ruthless badass. For now, we're okay. We're making our way. We are making our way. Now, there's stuff that's piled everywhere in this game. Some of it breaks. It's worth looking around because some of it hides items, and if you run by it, you'll never find this shit. It's an upgrade material, so it's worth observing. It's worth taking your time in the areas. I love the scenery. Look at that. Yharnam is, despite being in hell right now, beautiful. It's falling apart, but goddamn is it cool looking. I don't know that I'd ever want to live here, but it's really cool to look at. We'll get some health vials and start working our way towards having a maximum count for health. We can hear some cackling, some growling. We see another incense lantern, so let's go over here. Let's knock on this door.
I don't reckon you're from round here.
I don't think I am.
Well,
Wow.
stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing.
We're making our way. Hey, don't be so cynical. We're making our way. Hey, hey, listen to me.
I don't reckon you're from where. Oh, you.
Okay. So right now, the NPCs don't have much to tell us. And that's okay. one thing we can do, as I said, is you need to break things. It's important to look at stuff and go, can I break this? Oh, I can break this? Sweet. Why can I break this? I'm going to break this. I'm going to break this. I'm going to maybe break this? Oh, look. Is this a gap in the fence? It sure is. Well, that might be handy. It might come in handy for something in a minute when we're done with this area. But for right now, let's go see what the fuck was making all of that noise at that gate. It was banging awfully hard on that gate. It seemed like it really wanted out. It seemed like it desperately needed to get through to us and everybody else. What could it be, Samantha? What could it be? The number above the insight is our blood echo count. So that would be equivalent to our money, our souls. We spend it to upgrade stuff. It is our lifeblood. It's everything to us. When we die, we lose all of it. Everything we've collected gets absorbed by the enemy that killed us. If we die to the environment, sometimes the nearest enemy that is next to us when we died will pick it up. Sometimes it'll just be a little spot on the ground. It sort of looks like this, but without the little people. It's just a tiny little red dot with a light on it. And it's very, very valuable, those echoes. Ooh, you do hit hard. I forgot how hard you hit. Calm down. Okay. So we're not doing bad so far. We'll get some more Molotov cocktails. We'll pick up this torch, because torches are really, really, really effective. They provide light. They also provide fire damage, which is, oddly enough, somehow an arcane skill in this game. All elemental skills are pretty much arcane, and there's pretty much just arcane and fire. And bolt. There's lightning too, but that is a different animal. So this is sort of the central hub. Now we still have no insight. We're still dumb. We still haven't learned anything. Other than that beasts are fun to kill. That crows are horrible. We are finding oil urns and Molotov cocktails like crazy, which is telling us very clearly that there's going to be something to coat in oil and then burn. Like a beast. If we listen closely, under the sound of all of that moaning and cackling, we can hear the light chime of what sounds like a music box. Which is good. We like the music box. Oh yeah, we do. Because that means there's people. It's got to be a good sign when there's people, right? They're playing music. Well, it sure sounded like something was excited to see us up there. We're going to have to take a look at that here in a second. For now, we're going to go pick up this Cold Blood Dew. Cold Blood Dew is a stored form of blood echo. So it's a way to keep your blood echoes on you. And then you can crack it later on and spend those echoes whenever you want. When you're somewhere safe. Not at risk of losing them. Or you can pop them all right when you find them like a crazy person and run around with all your blood echoes, risking everything if you die. Oh, we might die right here. Nope. Woo! Want some? Thinking twice about it now, aren't you? As you should be. As you fucking should be, bitch. I don't even need to lock on to murder you. Today, Junior. Another encounter successfully failed. We are not building very many of our blood vials to refill our health with, but it's okay. Soon we will be just fine. We got 6 right there, so that's great. Now we can't go this way, right? And if we go this way, let's go up this way. What the fuck? What do we hear? We hear the howl, not one, but the howl of 2 fucking wolves. And sure enough, if we look right there, sneakily around the corner, we can see one. And you ask yourself, did he turn that corner really fast? Or is there fucking 2 of them? And there's 2 of them patrolling back and forth right there in the middle of the bridge. And you right now might be saying to yourself, fuck that werewolf, let alone 2 of them. And I would agree with you, because right now we are not very well armored or equipped to deal with a fucking werewolf situation. So we're gonna see, can we go this way? No, we sure can't. Can we go this way? No, but there's an item. Excellent. So we're learning that it pays to look everywhere. It really does. It pays to sort of wander around and check stuff. Is there anything back here? Just for posterity? No, okay. So I don't like those werewolves. Even knowing that we could probably take them out, I don't like them. So we're gonna equip our fire bombs just as a little insurance that maybe if they decided to run up on us right now, we could do something about it. I don't know that that's the case, but we're going to hope that it's the case, because we've got to get up here. And we're going to casually walk away. They're not following us. Good. So, and they will follow us. So it's important to make sure they're not, if you care to live. We can see that we're back above the pyre area now. So we could search this body. We found some rocks. Sweet. Everybody likes rocks, I guess. I don't use the pebbles all that much personally. If we look back here, we find some more items. And we're like, huh. Well, that broke. That's cool. And so we wander around, and if we were smart, we would glimpse the item right here as we had panned our camera around. It's a quick glimpse, but it is there. And you go, how much more shit of this can I fucking break? Can I break this? Yeah, can I break this? Fuck yeah. Can I break this? Okay. What the fuck? So we come to our first little area that is sort of sequestered away from the normal world, right? There is actually ladders that go down. You could drop all the way down if you wanted. There's no reason to. There's no reason to take the damage. We can stop here. We can hear that there's some things happening, so we'll use our camera. We can see that there's a fucking werewolf right there. Great, right? Now we want to be careful. specifically because I have not dealt with werewolves in a while. So we're going to hit him with a firebomb, just to open it up. Slap him across the face, and now one werewolf is down. We'll grab the blood vials. We are up to full on blood vials and bullets. That's great. Molotov cocktails, while valuable, are not worth holding on to forever. They are made to be used on things that have hair, because if you can imagine, furry stuff burns real good. Boom! Hit him right in the face. So now let's extend our reach a little bit. Let's whack him across the face again. Long reach with our cleaver. This is one reason we want it, because we have a wind-up attack that is just lovely. So that symbol right there, because we have full vials and picked up extra, means that they were sent to the dream. And when we die, any extra that we earn after we have full will go to a store warehouse to replenish our stock back to 20 after we come back. So if we die with 5 and have 15 in our stock, now we have none left, but we will come back with full vials. So it sounds more complicated than it is, because it's just it's how I'm explaining it. These guys suck. They're worse than the other ones. Oh, we missed our Molotov. Whew. Close one. Okay. We survived. Just barely, but we survived. Sometimes the camera will try to fuck you, for sure. But you can't let it. You have to prevail. When the camera goes up your butt, just remember where you were. It's a lot easier said than done, but if you can keep your cool when the camera goes crazy, you'll go a long way towards beating this game, honestly. So we see we have a tasty item. I'm going to try and get it. We did land. Excellent. So we'll grab this for some level 5 thick cold blood. Thick. So even here, there's plenty of thick for us. Yeah, we don't have to talk about it. It's fine. But it happens. And as we can see, if we have a keen eye and a keen ear, which is not hard because he's breathing heavily, we can see that werewolf, the same werewolf we just missed the throw on, right there. There's another one. This one's stronger. He is slightly stronger. But we have the opportunity to do a drop attack. And we can't pass that up. So we'll head on down, use the rat to cushion our fall so we don't take any damage. And we're going to key up for another throw. Another epic throw. Another throw for the ages. And we're going to follow it up with a second throw for the ages. And then we're going to try and get him to die. He did die. We can go ahead and use up a couple blood vials. And we're going to go see what he was guarding. On the corpse of a hunter, we find his gear. Well, this is perfect because I am just filthy with blood. I am just coated in it. Clean me. Clean me. Clean me. And look at us. Fresh as fuck. No longer in some scrub clothes. We are now a hunter. We are now in some Yarnum hunter gear. We had to journey to a shit sewer to get it. But God, was it worth it. It is far off the beaten path of normal gameplay for initial starting. Most people would not come down here first. But I love this armor, so I always come here first. And we deal with the rats, and we deal with the shit, and the werewolves, and the bullshit. Because this hat is the coolest hat in the game. With a couple exceptions. There are a couple that are really nice. But for the most part, it's this. I love this hat. I like the hat. If I could target that enemy, that'd be great. A lot of the times I like to use directional fighting and not auto-targeting the enemies, because it gives you the ability to have them not lock onto you as well. So if they can't lock onto you, you have a much better chance of surviving those crazy attacks they do. If they lock onto you with some of those crazy swipe attacks, you're instant dead, for sure. So we've pretty much made use of this area for ourselves. We don't really have any other purpose. That is hilarious. That poor guy fell to his death off the ladder. A werewolf must have knocked him off the ladder, or he must have lost stamina. If you run away and try and hide on ladders from the werewolves, they will climb after you and beat you off the ladder until you fall, and then kill you. Or, as that poor guy found out, kill you with a fall. Okay. So, now that we have our armor, our initial armor that we like, we still don't want to go fuck with those werewolves. Not yet. Is there literally anything else we could do? Well, there sure is. We know that over here we knocked some boxes off, and we found ourselves a little alternate path. So we're going to use it. While cruel, we do want to take these dogs out before they get out of their cages. It can be a real pain in the dick if they get free. Because if they get free, then they're always free. Like that dog right there will always be out of his cage now. And it's a bitch. This one unfortunately got out. He's really, really strong, but he dies quick. If you can keep him in the cage, I think he might always be out. He always gets out for me. But I also don't race to kill him. So we shredded a pack of dogs. There seems to be one barking at the door. So we're going to handle him. We are.
Well, do you know of any safe places?
I might. But no, not yet. You don't get to talk to me yet. I don't like you. I don't trust you yet, lady. And there's a specific reason I don't want to talk to her right now. Besides the fact that I don't want to. So, with our favorite habit of breaking everything, we break some barrels and find a broken window. We ease our way out onto a ledge. We can hear that there was a monster coming in behind us. We can see his light. It's probably a torch werewolf. Because it is. We'll keep breaking stuff. We'll keep breaking stuff. Oh, look at this. That's cool. Oh shit, we're gonna die. Oh, we lived. No, we died. So, one cool thing that we did do, besides die, was get one of the corpses down from the top area, from the top rafters of the area, right? And in dying right now, we'll get to see what happens when you die. So it's not all bad. Our blood echoes will be there. They'll be at the bottom of the sewer. which is where we're headed anyway, to be fair. So it's not that big of a deal that we died. Everything that we killed, we can kill again, and all that's going to do is increase our bankroll, right? We're not afraid to go murder. We welcome a challenge. And in this game, killing enemies, all that means is the opportunity to gain more blood vials, more rare loot from them, and practice our skills as a hunter, which for me, we desperately need. We'll get extra echoes out of it, so it's not a bad thing to go through the area again. We could even go through the shortcut that we opened if we wanted. If we wanted to go up here and maybe bum rush some guys, we could do that. You're bad. You're a bad hunter. You've lost your way.
This town's finished. This town's finished.
And there are little shortcuts like that one all over the map. All over every map. There's little alleyways that lead places for you to get to them faster. And one thing we can do right now is try and show off some of the parrying mechanics that are here. Because while we don't have a shield like Dark Souls to parry with, we do have a gun. And when we parry people, we can do what's called a visceral attack on them. When they drop down to one knee, we can run up and tap the R1 button, and we will grow a beast claw and rip their innards out for a bloody, bloody attack. We can set up different special skills that parry or that pair with our visceral attack, giving us like a health regen or whatever. You can also get a visceral attack by sneaking up behind an enemy and executing a fully charged attack. So when we bring our weapon back and you hear the little ding, that means it's fully charged. Right there doesn't count, right there wouldn't count, right there. It has to be one of these. When you hear the ding, that's when you know you'll get a visceral if you sneak up on an enemy and get him unaware. It's hard to do. It's hard to do, especially on moving enemies like that guy, even just walking. But you can definitely train yourself to do it. Once we kill these guys a couple of times, I'll be nasty as fuck again, and I'll show you some cool stuff. To yourself. I was talking. Don't interrupt me. Yeah, it is brutal. It is brutal. That guy screamed, and it actually scared the shit out of me a little bit. I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh god. You won't burn us this time, preacher man. No, I'm angry this time. Oh, I'm so angry. Whoa, guys. That's not very nice. You guys fucked with the wrong hunter. I might not look it. I might look young, but I'm old as fuck. I've been hunting since before hunting was hunting, bitch. Hey, what's up, dude? I killed your friends. You gonna do something about it? Ow. Whew. It sure was a rampage over here. You guys missed out. You guys just stood there and watched it and stayed warm by the fire. That's weird that you would do that. It's almost like you didn't hear it. It's almost like you couldn't even hear us. It's a curse. It is a curse to have to listen to you guys ramble on about how the curse is killing you. Get off my trolley car. You're a foul beast. He called us a foul beast. To be fair, at this point, covered in their blood, I feel like he might be right. I feel like maybe we're the beast. We are the one casually walking through the streets, gently murdering the whole populace, so who's the beast? I don't know. It's probably up for debate. Hey, guys, I was looking at something. Do you mind? Do you mind? No, really, do you mind? Alright, thanks. They didn't mind, turns out. I asked. They didn't. Don't worry. Oh, that's not where we want to go. That's also not where we want to go. That is closer to where we want to go. There we go. And just like that, we're back. We're back to running where we want. Now, we could just beeline it straight for our souls. But why waste a perfectly good giant over here hanging out doing nothing? Whoa there, guy. Our little health bag. Oh, you like it? Do you like it when I fucking put you in the corner and take all your health vials? Just asking. Woof woof, motherfucker! No, bad dog. And then this one never spawns again. The one that harassed that old lady will be gone forever. So that's cool. Oh! Oh my god. Terrible. No. Bad Wolfie. Stop it. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. You shut it. Totally kidding. Don't ever shut it. Isn't that what they say? Always keep an open mouth. Oh, it's mined? Oops. Nothing happened. Nobody saw shit. You didn't fucking see anything, old man. You saw nothing. And that, the lovely pitter-patter that we hear down there is the rats that we're currently going to visit so that we can get our stuff back. We are going to teach this werewolf a lesson first. He thinks he just owns torches, that he can just walk around with a torch whenever he wants, and he's wrong. So over there is where we dropped down. The item there is signifier, I believe. It's a pretty good signifier. Yep, that's where we dropped down, alright. So, one thing we're going to do to help ourselves is clear out our return path, which is full of dickheads and werewolves. Oh, you thought you could shoot me? I can dodge bullets, bitch. Bet you shoot fast. You're gonna have to shoot faster than that. Oh, I see a wolfy bitch. Oh, we missed again. Shit. No, bad wolf. And that move right there, where we just flatten that wolf to the ground, is the reason we use the saw cleaver. Because it has a double wind-up strike, where you can wind it up, and then smash whatever you just wound up and hit. Like, you wind up, swat it across the face, and then slap its ass to the fucking ground. And as we build its strength, it'll slap bigger and bigger enemies to the ground, and it never stops being funny to me. Seeing them be like, I'm about to get you, oh god, my body! And they just get flattened. And it makes my inner child giggle. Like, tee-hee! Not quite an ee, but a tee, which is pretty damn good for a game where you cover yourself in blood constantly. We gotta take the tee-hees where we can get them, you know? Oh god. We were just looking at each other, beholding Hunter and Crow, Crow and Hunter, paired friend forever. Ow, stop it, don't peck me. Don't peck me. Don't you peck me, bro. Some more oil urns for the Molotovs that we now no longer have because we keep throwing them. But we can buy some back. They are 150 a pop though, so pricey. Very pricey. And we still need to survive long enough to get to our echoes. So we don't know currently if our echoes are above the area with the item, if they got picked up by a rat. They did not get picked up by any of these enemies out here, or any of the werewolves above the alley. There are our echoes, up there on the rafters. We can see the blood pool right there. It's glowing. So that's where our money's at. It's actually, the game was cool, because we didn't die to an enemy, because we died to a fall. It put us on the last solid surface that we stood on before we fell to our doom. And that game mechanic, which is meant to just put you right back up on the edge so you can conveniently grab your souls, if you fall in the middle of doing like a bunch of crazy parkour that you probably shouldn't be doing, your souls are gone. They will be out on some fucking pedestal that you'll have to river skip your way to. Or your echoes. I call them souls, echoes, whatever, same thing. That shit will be gone. So you got to be careful what you're doing and when you're doing it. And make sure that if you're going to lose echoes, you're prepared to lose them. If you're going to do crazy shit. Just for safety, we're going to do that. Now, We are going to be crazy, come over here and cut the other body down. It didn't go well for us last time. It might not go well again, but we'll see. Okay. So we successfully cut the body down. That's good. Now that the area down there is clear and the path outside of there is clear, we are free to drop down, go get the item, come back, drop down, go get the other item, and come back. And it's safe to do all of that, for the most part. I think there's a couple of rats down there still that we'll have to deal with. But who gives a fuck about a rodent? Not I. So, we worked our way through the rafters, the sneaky hidden rafters, out to a little ledge here, after we cut the bodies. And we find somebody standing here. In all of this, we find our first sentient human NPC that we can see is real. She's here in the world. She's creepy as fuck, but she is here. So, let's talk to her.
Oh. A hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts? No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves. What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
And so Eileen tells us that we must hunt. She gives us our first emote in the game that we can earn. And that is one of my favorites due to the outfit that we're currently wearing. And that is the Shake Off Cape emote. I love it because we actually have a cape. We have a hooded, a little back cape there that flutters. And we will get an even better cloak cape thing soon. Very, very soon. But for now, let's go get some of the spoils of our labor. The fruits of our labor, I guess. Now we'll drop down with an R1 so that we don't die like we did last time. Because you take much less or far less damage when you're doing a strike, a plummeting strike, than when you're not. So first thing we want to do is the same thing, plummeting strike. We want to get ready because there are some rats. They aren't too difficult, but there is a lot of them. Over here we have the saw spear, which is a variation on the cleaver that we're holding. It's got, I think, pretty much the same moveset and everything. It's just a varied visual style, and I think it does a little bit of a different attack. Not much, though. So we see that we're going to have to drop back down to go get our other item. There's no way to progress over there from here. So we'll go ahead and drop down into the sewer below, into this boat, and go and play with our new friends. If we're lucky, some of the ones up there will drop down. They didn't, because we could deal with them. We'll search this body that the rats seem to have been feasting on and find our first madman's knowledge. we'll look at some item descriptions and see what we've got, what goodies we've got after we get to some safety out of the sewer. Eileen, the hunter that we met upstairs in the crow mask, gave us some bold hunter's marks, 4 of them. We'll check that out as well once we get to relative safety. Now I'm going to run down this a little ways. We can see that when we want to, we can drop back down and pick up an item over there. This is sort of by the area with the crows. These were the crows. They're all dead. We have a couple of offshoots that don't seem to go anywhere. And then we have a ladder. Both up and down. So we can go further and deeper into the sewers. Or we could take the ladder up. Or we could go back and drop down and get that item. And so we're going to finish clearing all of the items out of this area. That'll be 2 drop downs. So we'll do the first right here. And then we'll run back into that little area with the rodents and clear the last of them out. But this is an easy get. We can come around. Let me just preemptively take some health. In case we're dumb and miss, we will take significant damage. Because we won't be doing a plummet strike. We're just going to walk off the edge real cash. We're going to line ourselves up with it beforehand. And then we're going to take the leap of faith. We'll search the body for another bloodstone shard. We seem to be accumulating quite a bit of these. This person is here in real time. They just got here. They're right. Yep, they're here. That's cool. You're in the know, right? Yeah, that there's an item here, I am. Fuck you. I know how to get here. Have some health. So, we'll run back for our last little loop, grab our item, and head on. So we come back over to this side. I believe it's on this side. It is. So we'll drop down without fear and encounter the single rat here. We use him as our health pool. We immediately attack him when we drop. We get all of our health back that we got that we had lost from the fall, at least. Nothing over there. Always good to check. It's not realistic that you'll remember where every hidden item is after you play through, especially if time passes, so it's always a good idea to sort of look around with the camera. We have 2 more bloodstone shards that we got, so for going back twice, we got a weapon and 3 upgrade materials for it, or for our weapon. I'd say it's a pretty worthwhile get for going just up and down the ladder a couple of times. And because it leads us back down here, we can choose to continue on the sewer or we can go up. I think we're going to go up, because if we head up here, where does this take us? I can't quite remember. So let's find out. Does this take us to the crows, the giant, and the little girl? I feel like it might. I feel like I hear the call that says yes. And we get here to a body surrounded by crows for our second Madman's Knowledge. Now, yeah, we'll look at these things right now when we get back to the dream. Whether it be from death by this giant, or not. Now, If we come over here, we see that there's a lantern out, but we could still knock on this door.
Wretched outsider. Trying to fool me to open this door. Heavens, the depths of depravity. Wretched outsider. Trying to fool heaven.
So she thinks that we're trying to convince her to open the door so that we can murder her in cold blood. She heard us kill this guy, and she's like, no way. You absolutely are a bloodthirsty hunter. You're drunk with the blood of beasts, and you're here to murder me. And so that's a thing that we start to encounter, is that the people seem to have a fear, an intense fear of the hunters, not just for their prowess in killing, but for their tendency to become blood drunk. They start to kill the beasts, and for whatever reason, they get soaked in the blood of their enemies, like this. Not for whatever reason, they use bladed weapons, but it's the most effective at rending the scourge of the beast from the monsters. So, when we get splashed with blood, we start to become blood drunk, where we can't, some hunters over time, over exposure to the beast blood, will be driven mad by the blood, by the bloodlust. They start wanting to kill, they start forgetting who's good and who's bad. The line becomes blurred, and they begin to kill everyone, loved ones, anyone that's passing by. They become almost like the townsfolk that we see, only because they were skilled hunters, sometimes their transformations can be horrific. They can become monstrosities because they have an innate skill in their bloodline. Yeah. Yeah, it's real unfortunate. We see here, though, that we found the source, if we listen, of what appears to be our little music box. We have some notes here. Treat child with care, but nothing but grief here. And I would say that that is a fine note. So, we'll talk to this little girl.
Are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? I just really look for my mum. Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared.
How could we leave this poor innocent girl by herself without doing something to help her? Anything we can do. So we're going to choose to find her mother.
Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box.
And just like that, we've been given a gift, a tiny music box from this little girl.
It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
So we have some key pieces of information there. That her dad is a hunter. That he's out hunting and her mom went to go look for him. Which would imply that either something is wrong or that this is something she normally does. We know that the music box seems to remind him that they are them when he gets confused or forgets them, as she says. Maybe from the bloodlust. Maybe as a hunter he's succumbing to blood often enough to be tainted by it. Whatever the case, we know that this little girl needs us. She needs help from somebody. So we'll try and help her find her parents. She's also guarding a gate that leads us back to the area here with the dogs. with 7,300 echoes, we're going to use an item that we received from Eileen. Actually, yeah, we'll do that in the interest of time. We'll use the Bold Hunter's Mark. Awaken anew without losing our blood echoes. Do you wish to reawaken? Yes. This will reset the area's enemies so that they'll all be back, and it will put you at the last lantern that you were at. So for us, it will be the Yosefka Clinic lantern. We did not go back to Gilbert's lantern. We just ran through the bottom of the streets, and we jumped off the cliff before we went back up that path. So from here, we can safely look at a couple of things. Let's go see if Yosefka has anything to say since we're so close.
You are safe, thank goodness.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid nothing will change my mind. I cannot open the door. Please, try to understand my position. I pray for your safety.
So she refuses to let us in. She will not compromise the safety of her patients. At any cost, she will remain guarding that door and keep it closed. Which is noble if you think about it. She's chosen to spend her night risking her life guarding the door from beasts to be the first in line to either deal with them or fall to them. And she heard the werewolf in the clinic. That's probably why she shut the door in the first place. Because we didn't kill the werewolf. We ran right by it. And I think the werewolf is scriptedly supposed to kill you. So by all reasoning, she's like, oh, the new hunter went outside and immediately died? Fuck yeah. So then she shuts the door. And is like, oh, that's cool you survived and all somehow, but no, because now I think you're infected, so I'm definitely not going to open the door. She doesn't know necessarily anything about us coming to the hunter's dream, anything like that. And so, now that we're here, we're going to look at a couple of things. We'll go into our inventory here, and we'll look at our madman's knowledge. This is the skull of an enlightened madman. Use it to gain insight. Making contact with eldritch wisdom is a blessing, for even if it drives one mad, it allows one to serve a grander purpose. For posterity. And we can see that there seems to be some sort of like a slug, like an ethereal looking slug or worm crawling out of this dude's fucking head. And it seems to be emanating the universe. It seems to be generating stars. It has a halo around it. You can sort of glimpse the universe. Cosmic wisdom. Eldritch wisdom, as it were. So, we're going to use these. Both of them. And we can see nothing's changed. Nothing. So, unfortunately, what we have to do I wonder if we can do it from here. Is use another Bolt Hunter's Mark. This should reload the area. And whether it puts us in Yarnum or not, now the doll is alive. And with the doll being alive, our journey will commence. It will continue. She will be the crux of our path to fucking conquering everything. And we will also accept the next set of gifts from the messengers. Consume insight and ring the beckoning bell to enlist the cooperation of hunters from other worlds. So if you want to spend an insight point to summon another player to help you with a boss fight or to play with your friends, you can do that. But insight becomes your lifeblood at that point. The silencing blank is how you end that session. So if you wanted to kick them out of your world early, you could by shooting them in the face with a gun. It's awesome. You can shoot it anywhere in the world, but if you don't shoot it at them, then you're lame. Consume insight and ring the old hunter bell to enlist the cooperation of old hunters. So if you wanted to use an insight point to summon an NPC hunter to help you, you would use this. You would also use the same silencing blank to send these dickheads back if you wanted them to leave. Because there are some things that you can't do when NPCs are in the area, or when you have a cooperative player with you of any kind, NPC or human. So because we have insight, we can now see that there are messengers here for us. And they're selling things. Buy with insight. Makes trades with messengers using insight. So we can see that we have some pungent blood cocktails, a precious tool in sadly short supply. In Yarnum, they produce more blood than alcohol, as the former is more intoxicating. So they make blood in Yarnum as a healing source and also to get drunk on. So that's cool. We can also purchase a small resonant bell. This would allow you to be one of the hunters that will help another player. If you ring this, you can be summoned into another world by whoever. For our purposes right now, we don't need that. These are the only two items we have right now. It's not that big a deal. We'll get more. And we don't need any of those right now anyway. So we'll go see if Gehrman has anything new to say.
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you.
So not in so many words, he's basically saying, if you want to go fuck my doll, that chick out front, go put it in her. I dare you. I want you to. And it's like, that's... He's like, oh, but you know, only if you want to. I'm just saying. That's why I made her. But I'm just saying. Real gross. This guy has a fucking doll fetish.
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons. We don't have as many tools. You're welcome to use.
Even the doll, you sick fuck. You sick fuck! And now he's dead. Forever. Ah ha 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 ha! Bloodborne. So this is a workshop that we can use to enhance our tools. As the now dead Gehrman once told us. So we can fix our items as we go. Just for blood echoes. Which is good. We could also do some standard bloodstone fortifications. So we have both of our weapons and our blunderbuss that we could enhance. We need 3 stones to enhance it. So on our saw cleaver, we're going to go ahead and do that. We would need 5 more to enhance it again. We're going to go ahead and do that as well. Now we have a +2 saw cleaver. That's excellent news. That gives us the ability, as you can see in the top above physical attack, we've unlocked a slot, 1 of 3, by making it a +2. we will be able to put a blood gemstone in there, which will add different kinds of enhancements to our weapon. And we can change those out and pick 3 different ones as we want when we get more of them and find any at all to use. And if we wanted one early, we could go get one from that giant executioner in Yarnum in the first level. How you doing over there? You liking this? I'm hoping you like the game. It's a good one. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying playing it. It's nice to be back. Fuck yeah. Excellent, Samantha, because if you're unhappy, I'm unhappy. Okay. So, because we're here, I keep trying to open our personal effects that we don't currently have yet. So I think because we're here, and we've upgraded our weapon, we'll go ahead and pop some of our cold blood too. We'll add a little bit of a boost to our reserves, our blood echo reserves. Now we have 10,000 echoes. That's much better than what we had before. I like that more. And now let's go talk to the doll.
Hello, good
The
hunter.
lovely doll.
I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you.
Can you talk to me forever?
Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood.
Okay.
And I will channel them into your strength.
I see why German has sex with you.
You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you, to embolden your sickly spirit.
Oh. Does that mean you're going to jerk me off? Because I want it. Sorry. To be fair, awesome voice actress. Really good. I could listen to her talk forever.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength.
I will. I'll do that.
Let me stand close.
Whatever you want.
Now shut your eyes.
Okay, I'll do it. Sorry. Snap out of it. So, let's get ourselves 1,000 health. A little more strength and a little more endurance. That should be better. Actually. That's right, it's going to take us a minute to get to 1,000 health unless we dump everything into it. So, we'll be okay with this. This is actually a pretty significant jump. While the numbers don't look big, they matter. Every number in this matters. And we can look at some of these numbers right now. We have the various effects of memorized Carol runes, which is sort of like an enhancement that we can swap out for our character. It's like a blood gem, but for us, instead of our weapon. We'll find those few and far between. They're like elder sigils. So it's like, you know how in like supernatural versions of like divine stories, when you cast a miracle, what you're actually doing is just repeating the magic prayer. Like you say the prayer that this one guy said, and you say it like, you know, while you twist your nipple or whatever. You know, you diddle yourself on your left foot only, or, you know, with a duck in your hand, or whatever it is, and that casts the spell itself, you know, but you have to say the prayer. And so that's what casting miracles usually means. And so the idea of the Carol rune is that you inscribe the rune upon your mind. So like you meditate on it, and eventually the words of the Eldritch, the gods themselves, will literally carve themselves into your fucking brain, so that you have like scar marks from these things in your head. But by doing so, it enhances your ability. Basically, it's like them reaching in and rewiring your brain. But in game mechanics, that means we get to change out some cool runes for our own purposes. And we'll get to have 3 of our runes selected and 1 rune for a um, like a guild or something. And all 4 runes will work together in various ways to help us. They don't. Some of them can work in conjunction. Like you can have different runes that are like stronger versions of the same rune. Don't worry. Again, sounds complicated. It's not. It's just how I explain things. So our damage reduction, blood is going to be always projectiles. So like our blood tinge for our level up ability. Here we go. Look, we can do some right here. Attribute governing power of weapons that use quicksilver bullets. Determines whether or not you can use certain equipment. So like the better the gun, the more blood tinge you'll need. Certain weapons that are both like a sword and a gun, you need blood tinge and skill or strength or whatever. So it's like, it's sort of important. And when you have a higher blood tinge, you take less damage from people that shoot you. So those dickheads with the silver bullets that shoot us won't drain our health to nothing with a single bullet if our blood tinge is high. And that also means that if we shoot somebody and we have a high blood tinge, they will get fucking wrecked. So there are advantages to raising it. This is the last skill we will worry about raising. We will raise blood tinge when we need it for like a costume or for like a specific weapon. We'll probably get it up to 10 once everything else is like in the 15 range. We'll bump it up to 10 and keep it probably at 12 to 15 through the whole playthrough. This is going to be the stat we neglect the most because I don't care. We'll bump it up to 18 or 20 when we have to go fight a certain boss because he will fucking destroy us. His gun is so strong. But until then, fuck blood tinge. Arcane is, let's see. Let's go down to Arcane. The attribute governing the arcane attack determines whether or not you can use certain equipment. So like magic, different types of magic, we already discussed that. Skill is going to be like your daggers, your fancy swords, like one-handed rapiers or katana style sword. The shikage, which is like a weapon that uses your own blood to power it up and then kills you as you use it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty powerful, but I don't like it. I use Ludwig's Holy Blade, which we'll get the stuff for here in a minute. Strength, obviously, strength weapons, endurance, ability to move, shit like that, and then our health. So not too complicated. We also have over here our normal physical defense. We have both slow and rapid poison, so there's different types of poison, both of which can fuck you up in different ways, and they suck. Frenzy is like going crazy. If you see some crazy shit and it starts to frenzy you, and you die from being frenzied, that means you were driven insane in this game. That's what they mean by frenzy. So like your confusion, like how much you see that just breaks your will to fucking continue existing. And eventually it'll start to stab you from the inside out, what you've seen. It'll start to eat you up, literally, from the inside out. And there's an animation for it. It's fucking horrifying. Beasthood is pretty cool. Beasthood works sort of like as an opposite to insight. So the higher your insight, the lower your beasthood. The higher your beasthood, the lower your insight. So the closer you get to becoming a beast and transforming, the stupider you have to be. The more intelligent and like wise you are about cosmic wisdom and careful about it by gaining insight and lining your brain with eyes first, the less beasthood you'll have, but the more insight you'll have. And insight becomes important in a few different ways. Beasthood is less important. There are some very interesting uses for it. There are some very interesting occurrences of it that we'll find in the game. But that's pretty much everything that we need to know about. The bolt is electricity. Fire is fire. Arcane is magic. Blood is bullets and such. Thrust, stab, blunt, crush, physical, blah. Okay, I think we've covered everything. Item discovery is our ability to find items in the world, like item drops, special secondary item drops, like if an enemy just drops blood vials, but there's a rare chance that it drops, like a hat. If we jack our item discovery through the roof, there's a really good chance that we'll get that hat often. Like it'll drop pretty regularly. And so that's really handy. I guess it says that governs chances of enemies dropping items when defeated. The higher this attribute, the more you will find. So I guess it also, not only the number of different types of item, but the number of that item too. So maybe if you find 2 health potions, you'll start to find 4, the more your discovery goes up. But your item discovery is also tied to your insight. So you can raise your item discovery by having, I think, higher insight. I can't remember. There's something we can fuck with as we go that'll raise our discovery by itself, and I'm pretty sure it's insight. One downside to insight is the more insight you have, the more likely you are to be frenzied. So as your insight goes up, your ability to resist frenzy will plummet. When you see and know about a lot of crazy shit, it doesn't take much to push you over the fucking edge, is what that means. Like, the geniuses in this world have seen so much cosmic horror that if you fart wrong in their room, they might turn into an alien and eat your fucking face. Or just die from the stress. Either is plausible. If you have a high number of insight points, your frenzy resistance will plummet, and the game, what that means for us is the game gets a lot harder. So if we were to eat a shitload of insight all the time and keep it and never spend it, stuff would start to happen in the world to reflect our knowledge. So like enemies would start to change, the world would start to change, things would start to get harder for us, everything would start to do frenzy damage and magical damage because we would sort of be able to behold the world for what it truly is. Right now we're ignorant, and ignorance is fucking bliss in this game. Because there are giant Leviathan enemies just sitting in the entire map, hanging out, that we can't even see. They're everywhere, but we're too stupid to even know they exist. So insight is kind of important. I say it's nice to have a little combination of both. I keep a store of Madman's knowledge on me and a little bit of insight, and we sort of spend it at the merchant to adjust it based on how difficult the game gets. Because you can keep 40 insight on you. If you eat like 65 insight right now, if you were to find it somehow and get it and eat it, we could find some really cool shit out, some really special lore that you only can find in the start of the games, only with an insanely high insight. And so that means you want to play the game more than once. We don't, because I don't fucking like New Game Plus in games like this. It just means all the enemies rape you. So there's no reason to do that. But there is if you're willing to like masochist yourself and torture yourself for days just to find out like one sentence new about one item once or something. I mean, there's not much reason to do it, but you can get stuff out of it. But for me, that's what YouTube's for, because now I know all this shit and I didn't have to hate myself or hit myself in the dick with a brick, which is sort of what this game does. If you get like into the new game +5, +10 territory, or however crazy it gets, fuck that. We're just here to have fun and kill some monsters. So all that being said,
Very
let's
well.
level up.
Let
Oh,
the
we did.
echoes-
We did level up. Okay. So we'll come over here to our normal bath messengers. We only have one right now. He's kind of lonely. But we can trade our blood echoes here to buy and sell items. I would never sell items. Fuck that. You don't ever need money. Go kill things if you need money. And if you can't kill things in the game, delete it. And it sounds harsh, but it's very true. Literally, killing is the best way to profit. You never want to sell like an outfit or something unless you have doubles of it. You never want to sell blood vials. Like, I don't know why you would want to sell an item. Because you could sell all of this stuff for profit, but why would you? Why would you do that? You can kill for profit, and it's easy. They come back forever. Just use your weapons. It's like, the game you bought, the one where you bathe in blood. Do that. Go do that a few times. And you'll never be short on anything. So we are a little bit short on stockhouse supplies. So, now that we have a little more health, let's head straight to the central Yarnum Lantern. This will be the one up by Gilbert. Let's go talk to him really quick. He probably doesn't have anything new for us to hear, but I always like to check because sometimes he'll surprise you and give you some like weird tidbit out of order. And you're like, oh shit, is that the game or did he just like drop a secret? Who knows? Lead elixir is fast. Lead elixir can only be extracted from the most horrific nightmares, and it also it helps you deflect attacks, but I think it does something else in the game lore, like there's a reason why people make it, but they straight up kidnap little babies and turn them into aliens and then torture them so that they can get lead elixir out of their nightmares. It's fucking horrifying. So whatever it's for, holy shit, they must really need it, right? But because of that, it's really rare. Like, you do not find a lot of lead elixir. They're not torturing babies just to make elixir for fun. I guess. So, yay? Question mark? Yay. We'll go with yay.
Across the valley to the east of Deep within
Okay.
I haven't had that's your
Okay. Gilbert has no new info for us, which is fine. We are a little stronger than we once were. Not much, but it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. As you can see, we've gone from having to one-shot or to hit these enemies and go full force to being able to pretty much one-shot things. There's going to be some exceptions, guys with shields, people that block when we get overwhelmed by a group and can't hit anybody. Some of the bigger guys, the church hunters themselves, are still harder. They still take a couple of hits, and those would be the guys with the torches. They're still going to hit hard. They're still going to take hits, but not nearly as bad as we once had to struggle. Now we can fell enemies with ease. 1 to 2 shots. And so farming this first area now becomes a real breeze for us. We can take hits and not worry. That's another thing. As enemies are dead, even though they're dead, you can still milk them for health all the way till they stop being like physically moving. Till they're ragdolling like that. They still technically have a little blood left in them. And if you needed it and had to, you could steal the extra health. I do it a lot. You'll see me take a hit just on purpose to offset an enemy, just because I know I can take the extra bit of health back at the end. Sometimes it doesn't work out. If I miss like that, we were meant to do the crushing blow, but we can't do the crushing blow when our cleaver is retracted. It has to be extended for us to do the wombo combo of that. But with a fully charged swing, now we don't even need to wombo combo. We just kill, which is really nice for us. we're just going to cause a little bit of hell. Not much. We're going to try and steal some attention from enemies. Hey. 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 You see me? You see me? You want some of this? You want some of this? Huh? Huh? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Come on. Come get it. Shut up. I want your friend to notice me. Notice me. Notice me, senpai. He didn't fucking notice me. He didn't fucking notice me. He didn't say my name in the middle of the stream, goddammit. Ow. No need to shove. There's no need to shove, guys. There's plenty of me to go around. Ow. Hey, hey, hey. Don't worry, everybody can shoot me. Everybody can do the things they want to do. Just, no, 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 no. You thought so with that one, but no. Nope. 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 Missed by that much. By that much, I say. Oh, you dick. Over here playing games. And because of it, we got tagged a little. But, as you can see, even the little bit of a health increase that we got is substantial. It makes it so that we're not taking immediately all the damage on Earth from standard enemies. It makes it so that our survivability goes right up. The armor helps, of course, too. And one cool thing and not cool thing, depending on if you know the game or don't know it, is if you go back through areas, sometimes enemies will spawn items in late. This guy we know. We knew this guy was going to have an item. I just ran by it because I didn't care. But sometimes the enemies that you've ran by in an area long past will just spawn a couple health potions or some cool item or some shit. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a glitch. I don't know if anybody spends enough time in these levels to run all the way back for an hour back and forth to where the game starts spawning in new shit, but I do. So we missed this door. Let's knock and talk.
Lads, you've come on. You'd open the door on a night of a hunt.
I don't know.
Away with you.
An
Now.
idiot? I was really hoping you'd be fucking dumb, guy.
Lads, you've come on.
Fine, fine.
Open the door on a night of a hunt.
No one, I guess. We're leaving. So the people of Yharnam, as we know, don't take very kindly to us. Seems like they never will. Which makes us sad. So sad. And now, if we wanted to get crazy, we could summon a friend. We could summon a friend to help us in this area. And we have 2 insight points. We might just do it, just for the sake of the stream. Just to show off the character. We got my favorite item in the world, which is shining coins. This does nothing except make a little glimmering coin that you throw on the ground, and it marks your path. And when we get enough of them, I will start to throw them on the corpses of enemies every time we kill one that is significant. So every boss will get a coin, as if we're putting coins on their eyes to send them into the river Styx. It's a weird fetish I have. I've always done it in this game. It's the only thing I use shining coins for. And I'm so happy we have 3 of them. That would be a coin for the cleric beast, a coin for Father Gascoigne, and maybe even a coin for the bloodletting beast. Or not the bloodletting beast, that other one. The poisonous bitch in the fucking place. You know, that one. You know, Samantha. All about that one poisonous bitch. Holy shit, one shot. So, because we managed to get over here, we're going to try and do a thing. Huh. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Excuse me. Look at those sexy motherfuckers over there just patrolling. They see me rolling, patrolling. That's not how that song goes, but I don't give a fuck. And just like that, they're gone. They had no idea we were here because the sitting mechanics work. They are awesome. Oh no. Hey. That hurt. Hurt a lot. Hurt a lot. Didn't like it. Powerful pain. Gonna linger. Going to linger. It's gonna. It happened. It lingered. Ow. Huh. So now, what are we left with doing but fighting our favorite furry twins, the motherfucking werewolf bros? Hey, what's up, werewolf bro? Would you like a tasty Molotov cocktail? I bet you would. Would you like a second one? Oh! His brother is coming for our blood. He sees us and does not like that we killed him. So let's try and survive this werewolf attack. We need to slap him in the butt. We need to back up. And now he is dead. He's dead as fuck. So we'll take these extra blood vials that they have. We'll go ahead and use one up. Fantastic. A little bit of fire can go a really long way. And it makes me happy that we did that. There's nothing here, there's nothing there, worth checking twice. I think so. No, sir, you don't get to sneak on me! I mean, you can hit me, but I knew you were there. To be fair, I didn't try to dodge you, so I don't feel bad about it. There's an item there that we can drop down and get, and we will. But first, we're going to make a little run, because I'm pretty sure there's another one somewhere over here. No? Okay. Well, I've been wrong before. That's fine. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Oh, he shoved us like a bitch. Oh, it's my fault. It's not my fault. How dare you? So we currently don't know what's our fault. What does he blame us for? He's blaming us for something. We don't know what it is yet. But it seems like the giant might know something. Maybe not. Maybe he's just saying that, but I always feel like he knows. Despite losing his mind and being in the grips of the beast scourge himself, he still knows a pale blood hunter when he sees one. And he's pretty sure that it's our fucking fault. In this creepy derelict house, we find some items, and in the middle of the room here we see a corpse. If you stop and listen carefully, you can notice the old man with the cannon, the hand cannon, just hanging out here. He thinks it's hilarious. He's guarding some pungent blood cocktails. And there's a note. When the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward. As old Yarnum burned to the ground, that moonlit night. So that sort of tells us where it started. A little note just to sort of describe, hey, the shit hit the fan in Old Yarnum. And that was the first night that the Cathedral Ward blocked their entrances to Yarnum. Something went horrifically wrong in Old Yarnum, to the point where the church itself had to abandon the city. Can't open the door from this side. Can we open this one? We find another upgrade stone. And a gate. And this gate leads us right back to the start, where Gilbert and the Lantern wait for us. We have 5,001 echoes. We could go level up. But I think we're going to risk a run down the stairs over here, where the two giants hang out. Just hanging out. And we'll see if we can bait one. Come on, come on. Shit. Ah, shit. Ow. That hurt a lot, big guy. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oof. Okay. And a good rule of thumb when you have big enemies that you fall, or that you've fallen, that have fell before you, is to maybe use your health files if you're running low, or if you want to always keep a maximum. You can burn one and then pick up the excess, the surplus or whatever, and refill your stock while always having full health. If it's something that bothers you. Sometimes that 2020 number, people really like to have it be 2020. I don't give a shit. The health potions are meant to be used. That's why we grind them, to use them. Usually my stock of health potions remains really low, while our bullet stock shoots through the roof. Only because of how I play and fight, where I just let them smack me in the face sometimes. Just for fun. Because it's how I get off. No, I'm kidding. So if we were to go down here, we would find out that this leads us to the dogs, where that old lady was. And we have an elevator here that we cannot use. And so that's kind of interesting. I think it's interesting. Because the way that we need to actually go is past those dogs again. Down, down, into the sewers. Down, past the end of the sewers. We need to investigate what the fuck is happening in this weird-ass city. I always flinch when they hit you. Yeah, it is visceral, isn't it? When they whack us, it's brutal. If I was not so, like, conditioned to taking hits from them, I used to be so squeamish about it. When they would hit me, I would, like, freeze up because of the way sometimes they'll knock us to the ground, or you can see our character sort of gets disoriented when he takes a big hit. There is actually a delay in his actions after that. It's short, but it's there, and it is enough to make you freeze up and get murdered and quit the game. or at least it was for me when I first started. But it's that same sort of responsiveness that you saw. There was that one moment he like slams a rock down or whatever, and we dodged. We got hit a lot, but there was a moment where we dodged between his arm and the rock as he slammed it down when the other one was walking up behind us. There's moments of precision combat that you can do like that if you're really good. I used to be really good like that, where I could take only the hits that I really wanted or that I, for the most part, knew I could survive. And only the times that we died was when I wanted to be cocky for the sake of looking cool. Like, oh, the camera shot would be sick if we beat the boss. If we killed the boss like this and just faced him like this the whole time without locking on, wouldn't that be sweet? So sometimes I die like that because I'll try and get a cool camera angle. And so I don't worry about any deaths, but those specifically, I'm like, I can't count that shit as like a skill death. Like, oh, you died because you were really trying. I'm like, I'm trying to make it look cool when we go through and fight enemies. That's why I slow walk. You know, that's why we do this. Because this is my equivalent of warriors come out and play, but with a cleaver. You know, just for fun. Because why not? But give me one moment. I do need to run to the bathroom really quick. We'll go back to the Hunter's Dream to throw a level up on ourselves, on our body, and I'll go do that, and we'll be right back. We're gonna go back, get some fucking murder going. It's a murder party. Oh, oh, oh. Sorry, I won't do that, but it is a murder party, and we are going to talk to our fair maiden here. Tell me things. Speak to me in that voice that you have.
Welcome home, good hunter.
Yes.
What is it you desire?
So many things right now.
Very well.
Mostly a level
Let
up
the
point.
echoes become your strength.
And if I can't afford it, I'm going to spend blood echoes
Let
until
me
I
stand
can.
close. Now shut your eyes.
Oh, be quiet. Touch me. So, we'll go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of extra damage. I feel like that's what we want most right now. We're going to be okay on health. We're going to be okay on endurance. We can work around all of that. What we want is to output more
Farewell,
damage.
good hunter.
More damage. I'm shy. Goodbye. We have our death coins for our bosses. That's good. Because the mighty will fall. And they will fall now. Let's go back all the way to the first floor sick room. And we'll check in with Yosefka one last time before we head to the cleric beast fight. I don't believe she has anything special to say until we do something. Most of the NPCs are not fucking impressed with us. To us, or to them, sorry, we are just another fucking hunter. We're just some guy that came in off the streets. We haven't earned any credibility. They don't trust us, and rightfully so, because we've been dumped off the streets by a blood transfusion, and given purpose. Purpose anew for us, but I'm not sure that the rest of the world knows that we're a pale blood hunter just yet. I think that they learn so tonight as events unfold. But as of right now, upon our introduction into Yharnam, they don't know fucking shit. To them, we're just some guy that happens to be wielding hunter weapons and a big ego. Like we matter. And we're walking around demanding things, and everybody's like, who the fuck are you, dude? Do you know what's happening here? Do you get what tentacle rape means? And we're like, pale blood? They're like, tentacle rape. Did you hear us say that? We spelled it out. It's on the sign. You still came in. They're like, we underlined it. They're like, do you know what slug minding is? You're like, no. They're like, we don't either, because the slugs ate our brains. You're like, that's great. It's awesome. So, let's run back upstairs very quickly. Let's talk to young Yosefka. Hello, my darling. How do you feel?
Safe. Thank goodness.
No, thank goodness you're safe.
But I'm afraid nothing
Oh
will
my
change
god,
mind.
that scared the shit out of me. Are you fucking kidding with that Phantom of the Opera bullshit?
Please,
Holy
try to
crap.
understand my position.
Oh, I do.
I pray for your safety.
You need to pray for me to find a new pair of pants, because I just filled mine. Do you have a diaper? You're a medical clinic. Surely. Old diaper. Slide it under. I don't care if it's slightly used. I'm dirty. Clean me. Mama. That ghost scared the fuck out of me. It came out of the door. I was like, is she coming for me? Holy fuck. I'm like, she's reaching through the door with her ghost hands and she's gonna steal our soul. No, it was just a phantom. I need to calm down. Feel like maybe that rip got me a little jumpy, which might work to our advantage considering that this is Bloodborne and I have played it before. Maybe having me be a little jumpy is not necessarily a bad thing. Just a little, though. I need to be worried about the walls trying to eat us or something crazy, which I don't think we'll have to worry about. Until one of the walls tries to eat us. Huh. But we'll deal with that if or when it ever happens. So, hello, sir. How do you feel about life? No. I said no. I say no to you. And everything that you're about. Give us your stuff. Give us your blood stuff. Oh, fuck yeah. is that too much? You're cursed. You know, guys, it's not nice that you just say we're cursed. You don't have to live the same life again and again. You're fucking dead. You're just a dead bitch that's dead. Samantha knows. Samantha knows all. She's watching you. Do you know that? Beastman? She's judging your actions. She's looking at you going, you can't even kill this guy? You're gonna have to kill a lot of me to impress Samantha. Just kidding, Samantha. We've got this. No one's killing us. Hey, are you up there muttering incoherent nonsense? I hear it. Shut it up. I'll come plug it up myself. Alright. What do you think, Samantha? Executioner time? It's executioner time! Ow! That hurts so much! Oh, you bitch! You bitch! Oh! Nice hit. Nice. And he's dead. Oh yeah, suck me. Take me. It's really good. We have to, I mean, it's honorary. It's a custom of their people. Who are we to say no? This is what has to happen, Samantha, and unfortunately, I'm sorry, but you have to watch. Oh, it's so good. Okay, with that, we've got his blood vials. I came. uh... He did almost kick our ass. It was very close. As it will be very often in this game. I like to ride a razor's edge. Like I said, sometimes I take a lot of unnecessary hits. Either because I'm talking shit, dicking around, not paying attention. There's a lot of reasons. When I dial in, I'm real good. But, again. Because theoretically... we could counter every enemy with a visceral attack, right? And just fucking rinse our way through the city like an animal, like a beast. And we make crazy beast noises while we do it. And lots of tongue flapping noises like because I feel like that's a funnier beast than trying to growl. Because I don't want to try and growl. You're right, it's a curse. We freed you. Be free. Death upon you, sir. You tried to attack us first. To be fair, I think we tried to attack each other at the same time. Oh! Ow! 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 The fire! It's hurting! It burns! Woo. Gentlemen, that is brutal. You are really wanting me, huh? You really want my blood? Hey, all of you, calm down, right now. Stop. Thank you. Please. You're gonna mess up my gentleman's coat. You know how expensive this coat was? It cost me 7 of your lives. I used your blood to make this coat. I found it in the bottom of a sewer. What do you think? It's my new homeless guy coat. I think it's sweet. Hey, don't shoot me. Stop it. Oh, what are you gonna do about it? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Everybody's cocky until they're dead. Hey, you guys see me? Witness me. Witness me. Witness. Do you witness? Witness me. Thank you. You're cursed. They keep saying we're cursed. Maybe we're cursed. Maybe we're the ones that are crazy. Maybe this whole thing's just a dream. In our brain. In our mind brain. Maybe this is us fighting the fever of the beast. And this is what we see. And they're letting us know. Very nice. In fact, it hurt a lot. No. You just must tell them no. They'll learn. Once we have a strong enough weapon, Samantha, they'll all learn. Once we get the Holy Blade rolling, everything will learn. it's a two-handed sword, and it is fucking awesome. Psst, hey, guess what? Remember me? No, this time I've learned. You're an asshole. You see, he kicked his knee out for us. Gross. Gross. Hello, boys. Remember me? Remember when it used to take 2 hits to kill you? Now it doesn't. And slowly, health point by health point, every enemy will start to fall to us. We could ring our insight bell and summon Father Gascoigne. It might be kind of fun to have him run around the Cleric Beast boss fight. We aren't really worried about the Cleric Beast. He's not going to be much of a challenge. He may kill us once. I don't think so. I fought him every time I've ever started the game. So I sort of know what he does. But maybe in the interest of exploring everything, because I normally don't do this, we'll summon him up. Hopefully we can get him through the werewolves and he doesn't die. One thing we could try and do is clear the path out a little bit. So like we can go clear the dogs out. Ow. Maybe we can't clear the dogs out because I'm not locking on. And keep in mind that he is an effective hunter when there's one target. When you start adding in other targets, he really loses his shit. So this is Father Gascoigne. He's a hunter like us. And he has covered his eyes with a cloth. And we don't know why. We know that he's fucking crazy. We know that he is a black church hunter. Oh my god, look at the werewolves know that he's here before they know that we're here. That's fucking crazy. So he's got more of a presence than we do as far as abilities and strength. Everything knows he's here. They're like, oh shit, this motherfucker's here. They know. So let's move up and start this encounter. Oh! Shit. Don't worry, Father. They're dead. They're dead, Father. They're dead. Jesus, they're fucking dead. Calm down, sir. Holy fuck. He really wants to kill things. And that is not just because the AI sucks or something. He acts this way very specifically. Because he's an asshole. Like, he really wants to murder. He wants to make sure things aren't just dead. He wants to grind them into paste. Now, one thing that does happen when you bring someone else in is every enemy gets much harder. Every single enemy gets more health, double the health. They do double damage, almost 1.5 I think. I'm not sure. But they do a fuckload more damage. So he's here specifically to help us with this encounter right here. And we're going to go ahead and start it off. Because there's no reason to wait. We could go spend our echoes, but why? We're going to win this fight. I'm not too worried. Now they did give us... Now, I'd like Father Gascoigne to survive. He might not, because he is going ham. We're going to back up a little bit. Take a look at this glorious bitch. As you can see, it is awesome. Do not be fooled, this thing will wreck your shit. It is, as you can see, doing a lot of damage to him. I happen to know this thing like the back of my fucking hand. So it's going to be harder for it to do damage to me than it is to do damage to him. It's going to get us with little bits of attacks, but it is never a problem. I have never died to a cleric beast. I didn't want to say it before we started, but I have killed it the first try every game I've ever played. I've always killed it alone. I've never fought it with anybody. That's the first time we've ever brought Gascoigne, but I felt like it was necessary. In honor of his death, we'll give him a fucking coin. We'll pick up some extra bullets. We'll note this very strange doorway here. We can't use it. But if we were to throw our coins on it and run a very long way, we would be able to see something pretty cool about it, and we might check it out. We might check it out. That thing was the cleric beast. So that is what happens when a person of the church loses their mind to the beast blood, to the scourge of the beast. It's often said that clerics have the most awful transformations. And whether that's because they do the most horrific things, maybe because they have the most guilt about what's happening, maybe because they have the most knowledge, or maybe even because they are in closest proximity to the blood itself, the healing blood of the church. We don't know. But what we do know is that the cleric that jumped off of that bridge had something. He had an item, and he gave it to us when he died. That item, and it's unfortunate Father Gascoigne didn't survive, because I was going to try and do a cool thing. This music box belongs to his daughter. Father Gascoigne is her father. And if we were to have played this music box near him when he was with us right now, he would have chuckled at it, almost like he sort of remembers. He's like, huh, oh yeah, my family. You're not them. What the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, sort of laughs, like, huh, you're not them. And then goes back to being fucking crazy. Because, spoiler alert, Father Gascoigne is turning. He's covered his eyes because his eyes are beginning to look different. When a hunter gets blood drunk, they get different kinds of eyes. Their eyes become eaten away. The pupils become dilated, but in a way that's really unnatural. Almost like a bunch of other pupils form around them. Like the pupils sort of like eating its way into the rest of the eye. It's fucking weird looking. We'll get some views of what that looks like so that you sort of have a visualization here in a little bit. But we're not quite there yet. I just wanted to sort of tell you about it. Sort of fill your brain with wonder about what the fuck is happening in this weird-ass world. Because I know it doesn't make any sense, and it's probably not gonna. It's probably not gonna get much better. But we can have some fun and learn about some weird cosmic shit along the way. And that's good enough for me.
Welcome home, good hunter.
Oh, it's good to be home.
What is it you desire?
Well, I think that we should talk to you.
Did you speak with Gehrman?
We did.
He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them.
Fascinating.
He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose.
Do you have anything else to say, I wonder?
Ah, the little ones. Inhabitants of the dream.
She's talking about the little monster
They
things.
find hunters like yourself, worship and serve them. Speak words they do not. But still, aren't they sweet?
So she seems to have an affinity for the little messenger guys. And they are kind of sweet in their own grotesque way. They're just doing their little thing, you know? Anything else?
Ah,
No.
they find speak words they...
Not right now. Okay.
Very well. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Okay. So, now that we've killed a boss, look at who we have. Another messenger. This one, this first one, yeah, they're awesome. I love them. So we can buy a hand lantern, which we're definitely going to want to buy. First and foremost, our first item is going to be this. It's expensive, but it's worth it. We'll go ahead and drop it on our personal effects. And it makes it so that we can do hands-free light. A little lantern to guide our way on our hip. It's fucking awesome. It's worth every penny. Because it sort of illuminates the way just a little bit in dark areas. Just enough for us to see. Gehrman's not back. She's like, did you meet Gehrman? It's like, yeah, we killed him. But here we find him. So we can hear Gurman's sleep is restless. He's not resting well. He sounds like he's really having a crazy dream. When we get a chance, we will come back to the stump messenger. We'll use it as we get the chance to. All of these headstones, this one, this, these all lead to different places. Every single fucking headstone in this area leads somewhere. To an entire world like Yarnum, where there's several places to go. Like the Cleric Beast was not the only thing we're in Yarnum for. There is more than just the one boss per area. There's lots to explore in each place. It's all fucking horrifying. Let's go. First, hold on. We have 5 insight, which is important because we did unlock some things. We brought back the Sword Hunter badge, I think. How do I get to my shit? I always forget how. So let's go over to... Here we go. The badge of the Swordsman Hunters, the badge of the Swordsman Hunters under Church's Blessing. One of the badges crafted by the Healing Church. The silver sword is a symbol of a church hunter. Ludwig was the first of many Healing Church hunters to come, many of whom were clerics. As it was, clerics transformed into the most hideous beasts. So that tells us a bit why the boss would have had this badge, because he was a cleric. He was a church hunter. He could have been any church hunter, but was probably an especially powerful cleric, at least a little bit. He was at least a father, or something along those lines. Because of how powerful the transformation was, he had to have been holding some sort of a station in the church. He probably was not one of those random brainless guys with a torch, as none of them had a sword hunter badge. We do have a saw spear. We're not going to use that. We're going to keep that. I don't believe we can fortify. No, we would need 8. We have 2. So that's okay. We can repair our weapon. And we always want to stay on top of doing things like that. When we have some extra blood echoes, we run around and make the rounds, see what we can buy. So, nothing from the Insight Messengers. Okay. But we did unlock some things in the Bath Messengers with our Sword Hunter badge. Specifically, I believe we unlocked, well, the Hand Lantern, the Hunter Chief emblem here for 10,000 echoes, which is a key that's required to open a gate in Cathedral Ward. We can go around to unlock it, and a cool thing about it is if we buy this from the messengers here, and if we were to have enough insight and walk to the gate that it's for, we would actually see little messengers on the other side by the lever that opens the gate. waiting for us to show them this handkerchief, this emblem, to open the gate for us. And while we can't buy the Hunter Chief emblem, we can read its description. A cloth emblem that belonged to the captain of the church hunters long ago. It opens the main gate that leads to the round plaza of the great cathedral. The main gate is shut tight on nights of the hunt, and could only be opened from the other side with this emblem. In other words, the captain's return, and this emblem determined the end of the hunt. And so it was locked by the messengers, waiting for the hunter chief himself to return, which is interesting. We don't know what the fuck that means. We don't know what a hunter chief is. We don't really care what a hunter chief is. What we know is that he had a fucking handkerchief and that it opens a gate for us. That's what it does for us. But there are some interesting things like that, like the Insight messengers being there and shit like that. I think it's fucking fascinating how deep this game goes if you just really were to like play it 1,000 different ways. Again, it's a good thing YouTube exists, because I would have wasted years on this game tinkering with it and not found half the shit that's in it. But because there's such a large community base, when it first came out at least, and it was a PlayStation exclusive, everybody played this game. I didn't get into it till after all of that faded, but there's still a booming community, and I believe there probably still is. Lots of people like the Bloodborne. I think this game came out in 2014. Maybe longer ago than that. Maybe not, though. I think it was right around then. So, now we know we have some extra items to save up for to buy. We have a new lantern that we can come back to, where we killed the cleric beast. So we'll start our foray from there. Actually, you know what we're going to have to do is jump back to the dream, and then we're going to have to jump back to probably, now that I'm thinking about it, hold on. We can probably get where we're going this way. So for little areas like this, where you might want light but don't exactly want to free up your gun hand with a torch, torches are effective, don't get me wrong. If you poke these enemies with a torch a couple of times, they will set the fuck on fire. They are made of hair. They are as covered in hair as they look. And they don't like fire, as we saw with the werewolves. It holds the same with the beast men. So, we can't use the elevator over by the giant twins currently. That is useless to us as at present time. So we're gonna head this way. Do it, but we cannot let this pack of dogs get free. We're not done with this area quite yet, and if they all get free and start killing, it's gonna be a bitch to get through here. So we need to talk to this lady, which is one of the reasons we continue to kill the dogs in the cages. But we're not going to do it yet because it's useless to us currently. But we have effectively killed our first boss. Our weapon is much stronger against things like these werewolves. That extra bit of stamina that we got from leveling up gives us the ability to R2 strike 3 times, which, as you can see, is enough to kill even the biggest of werewolf enemies with ease. So we're going to not suffer in the little areas like this anymore, for the most part. Again, they will catch me off guard. There's plenty of times they're going to fuck us up, but for the most part, we'll be okay. You don't see me. You know nothing. Shh. Excellent. Be vanquished, foul beast. Now, realistically, let's think about this. We want to go to the sewers, right? That's clearly the only way that we really have left to go. But where are we? Dogs. We have another option if we want to go around the werewolves. And be a little cheeky.
This is a damn
So, let's see if Gilbert has anything new to say really quick, since we've killed the cleric beast.
Yes, I see. But the Great Bridge is the only way to the Cathedral Ward. And during the hunt, the bridge is closed. You could try the aqueduct. There's a rather, how shall I put it, colourful area south of the Great Bridge. From there, an aqueduct leads to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd normally want to visit, but I don't imagine you have much of a choice, do you?
We sure don't, Gilbert. You don't sound well.
An aqueduct leads from the town, south of the main bridge to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd normally have not much of a choice.
Okay. So, Gilbert has something new to say to us. We could take pause really quick. Hello, friend. Hey, none of that. No, I'm not gonna burn. think she's still Yosefka. She still seems
You are safe, thank goodness.
like she's herself. Okay.
But please, try to understand. I pray for you.
Okay, so Yosefka has nothing new for us. She still won't let us in. She still prays for our safety. Which is all fine and good. Thoughts and prayers is what she has for us. Okay. Now that that's been dealt with. Bunch of crazy people. Shut up. Quit talking to yourself. No one knows anything. Okay. Psst. Psst. Do you guys see me? Do you see me? Do you see me? Do you see me? Do you see me? Hello? You guys see me up there? Do you see me? Yeah, I'm a real dickhead. Come do something about it. Ow. Ow. Quit it. He made me bleed my own blood. Oh, and then his friend just forgot about him. Real nice guy. Real good friend you are. Literally 2 seconds after your buddy vanishes, and you're like, oh, well, I guess fucking Jim quit. Couldn't handle it. Became a dog. Or, I mean, a werewolf, or a beast, or whatever. You know, it's a hard knock life. When you stand on top of a carriage and aim a gun, but don't pay attention to who's standing right behind you. Hey, 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 it's not my fault. It's not my fault. He started it. He's the one playing King of the Hill. And so, over the cycle of a couple of times, we will become a nasty little bastard. We'll become a real pain for these guys to deal with. But the reason we went back and came over here to the other side of the werewolf orgy he just mentioned something about her sister. He said something about the little sister or something about it. Something sister. That's interesting that he still has some sort of mental function. So cold, dear sister. Or to your sister.
My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, and if you find her, give her this music box. Please, I know you can do it.
We'll do it. We'll do it. And so to make it easy on ourselves to get to the sewer, we'll fight the giant, take the free health potions, and head on down into the sewer. Into the real sewer. None of these little side channels. This shit is fucking gross. There's no doubt about it. There's a reason why we didn't go down here first. And it might involve a giant pile of living corpses right here. Because believe me, they're alive. All of them. They have an insanely long reach. They can puke up poison. They're a real pain in the dick if you don't know that they are going to try and touch you. They want to touch your body. They want to put their creepy fingers all up in you, and we don't want that. We say no to creepy fingerings. Not about it. Now, unlike Dark Souls, there's not a lot of invisible walls. There's not a lot of illusory walls or whatever. And it's kind of sad. I like the, hit this wall. It looks like it's going to be an empty passage. In this game, they're like, ha, this isn't Dark Souls, idiot. They make it a point to go out of their way to put stuff that looks like it's going to be a thing and then is not a thing. Ooh, a bold hunter's mark. What a drop.